All right, testing, testing, testing. One more time before we start filming again. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cam. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I thought I would do the mid-year book tag. I have only read 9 books this year. Or no, I'm not gonna say only. I have read 9 books this year with a goal of 20. So yeah, let's get started. So I have the questions written down on my iPad. So yeah, I'm just gonna like kind of glance over on this periodically. Question number 1, what is the best book you have read in 2024? It was kind of hard for me to choose, but I settled on King of Wrath by Anna Wong. I love this book. It reminds me of like the billionaire romances from like a few years ago. Thinking 50 Shades of Grey, the Bared to You series, just like the older school billionaire romances. So good. This book follows Dante and Vivian. Marriage of convenience, arranged marriage. They're both like very, very rich, come from very, very wealthy New York City socialite families. Dante is being blackmailed into marrying Vivian. Vivian doesn't know this. She thinks it's just like a simple like New York high society arranged marriage. No, it is a blackmail arranged marriage set up by Vivian's father and Dante because Vivian's father has dirt on Dante and his brother. You can just tell that Dante is so grumpy. He's not having it. He's not happy with this. But he's like, I'm going to go ahead and marry her. And he ends up like really falling in love with her. And it's so cute. I love this book. I gave it 5 stars. All right, question number 2. What is the best sequel you've read of 2024? But I picked Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I didn't read the first book. Didn't read Part of Your World. But this book is technically a sequel, and I read this one and I loved it. This one follows Brianna and Jacob. Hospital, doctor romance, fake dating. Jacob has anxiety, so there's anxiety rep in this. I would recommend this to most people. I feel like this is a very good crowd pleaser for the most part. I gave it 4 stars. I ate it up. I plan on finishing the series and reading more of Abby Jimenez's backlist. Question number 3, a new release that you haven't read yet but you want to. This one, I feel like I haven't seen this book on anyone's video that I've watched, but mine is Falling for Gage by Mia Sheridan. If you don't know, Archer's Voice is my favorite romance book of all time. 6 stars. Wouldn't change a thing about the book. Love the series. I read Travis. I have high hopes for this one because I like Gage from what we've seen from him. Very, very little. I believe he's like kind of local townie that everyone loves, and a girl named Rory comes into town to try to dig up some of her family history, and I think it's a love story between those two. This book came out at the end of April, I believe. I'm so excited to finally get into this. I think it's gonna be minimum 4 stars, hoping for a 5. Question number 4, what is your most anticipated release of 2024? Mine is probably Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. I'm in the middle of Wild Love right now. I am eating it up. It's so good. I'm so excited for Wild Eyes. It follows West, which we meet in book 1. I love him already. Single dad, 2 kids. He's so happy-go-lucky. He's like so sunshine from what we see. I think I'm gonna like the second book. I think I'm gonna love this series. Number 5, what is your biggest surprise? So for me, my biggest surprise is Funny Story by Emily Henry. Okay, so I'd never read Emily Henry before. Ever, ever, ever. I picked this book up, devoured it. I originally gave it 4 stars and then a 4.5. Now it's sitting at a 5 star for me. I can't stop thinking about this book. I just finished it this past week. So good. Follows Miles and Daphne. Daphne is engaged to a guy named Peter, and Miles is dating a girl named, what's that girl's name? What's her name? Petra. Petra's her name. Or if you want to call her Homewrecker, that one works too. Miles is dating Petra. Daphne is dating Peter. Peter and Petra are childhood best friends. They break off their relationships and start dating each other. Petra and Peter start dating, and Daphne gets kicked out of her living situation, and Miles is like, you know, who's gonna pay like the second half of the rent for my living situation? So they decide to start living together and fake dating to make their exes jealous. and it's so good. I definitely want to go through her backlist and pick up more. It's a 5-star read for me. So I'm gonna read you like the first little bit of the book because it's just amazing. Some people are natural storytellers. They know how to set a scene, find the right angle, when to pause for dramatic effect, or breeze past inconvenient details. I wouldn't have become a librarian if I didn't love stories, but I've never been great at telling my own. If I had a penny for every time I interrupted my own anecdote, or to debate whether this actually had happened on a Tuesday, or if it had in fact happened on a Thursday, I'd have at least 40 cents. And that's way too big a chunk of my life wasted for way too small of a payout. Peter, on the other hand, would have 0 cents and a rapt audience. I especially love the way he told our story and the day we met. Okay? This is a spoiler. This is a spoiler. So if you don't want to be spoiled, skip past. Now, skip. I'm going to read you the last page. Notice how at the first page, she loves the way that Peter tells their story. You really don't know this already? I ask Elda. She shakes her head. It's how Daphne and I got together. Miles's arm tightens around me. Elder claps her hand together. Oh, I love a good meet cute. Let's hear it. I crane my neck over my shoulder to look at him. His dimples sink into his beard, and it feels like my heart is unzipping, stepping out of its calloused skin, a glowing, sunlit thing. Funny story, he says, but he doesn't go on. Just watches me and waits. He knows how much I love to tell it. It's so good. He knows how much I love to tell it. So it goes from she's watching her ex-fiance tell the story because she loves how he tells it and like all the funny details or whatever. And then at the end, Miles says, funny story. And he watches her because he loves the way she loves to tell it. And she knows how she loves to tell it. It's like she's confident in their love story. And it's like, I can finally tell this because it's everything I've ever wanted. I love this book. Emily Henry, me and that girl, we're locked in forever now. I've read one book and I want to read her grocery list. I want to read everything she's ever written. Question number 6, who is your favorite author of 2024? Like I said, Emily Henry's taking the cake for this one. We don't want to spend too much time on this question. So yeah, she's currently my favorite author of the year. Question number 7, newest fictional crush. Jacob from Yours Truly. He's so sweet. He's like a big cinnamon roll. He's so caring and kind and just a good person. So yeah, he is my fictional crush. He is my book boyfriend and I love him dearly. Question number 8, newest favorite character. How to Find a Missing Girl by Victoria Wolsak. I probably said that wrong. I'm sorry. So this goes to a side character in this book, Sammy. This is a sapphic mystery thriller with a very small romance plotline. Sammy is everything I wanted to be when I was 17 years old. She's like this fashionista, geeky, girly, nerdy coder. I love her. Question number 9, a book that made you cry. I don't cry over books, but I do get teary-eyed. I would say for me the answer is My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Ottessa Moshfegh. I knew what was going to happen at the end of this book and I still got teary-eyed. It hurt so bad. You know, like the author sets it up exactly. Like you know what's going to happen at the end of the book, especially if you pay attention to the timeline and the years that this book takes place. I would say that this is the book that would make me cry / teary-eyed. Alright, this is fun. Number 10, a book that made you happy. A book that made me happy is Finley Donovan is Killing It by Elle Cosimano. Sorry if I said that one wrong too. I picked this up at Barnes & Noble. Like I walked into Barnes and didn't have a plan. Just bought this one. Sat on my shelf for a little bit and I don't know, one day I just woke up in like such a big mood reading day. So I got up out of bed, walked over to my shelf, looked at it, picked this one up, and just read it. And I loved it. Question number 11, the most beautiful book you bought or received this year. So I couldn't choose between the two, so I'm going to show you both. My 2 books are The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston and Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, but the special edition cover. So I'm going to start with this first one. It reminds me of fall. I'll try to like zoom in. Or I guess I'll just scoot up. Like, this is just so pretty, and I think the blue really makes it stand out. I love the cover of this. It's gorgeous. Archer's Voice, a special edition with the sprayed edges that are like this coral color, and it has like annotations. I got this for Christmas from my, it's upside down. Okay. I got it for Christmas from my friends for Secret Santa, so it's just so pretty. I love this. And our final question, question number 12, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? I picked out 3. So my first one is Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. I have never finished a Lauren Asher book. I DNF'd the first book in this series, but I've heard such good things about this one, so I did pick this one up a long time ago. Follows Declan and Iris. Iris is our female main character. She's a black main character. I feel like that's like not super common in like these billionaire romances, and I love to see it. So this is something that I want to finish by the end of the year. I think I'll like it. Next one is Wait For It by Mariana Zapata. I typically read one of her books a year. So I've read 4 of her books in the last 4 years, I believe. This one I want to read this year, obviously. It is a single mom romance, like Neighbors. Her books are slow burn, but I love them. I've only disliked one of her books. So I have read Culty, 5 stars. I've read From Luke Off With Love. That one wasn't for me. I've read The Wall in Winnipeg and Me. That was the first book I ever read by her. Loved it. And then I've also read All Roads Lead Here. Loved it. So I have high hopes for this. Finally, probably one that I want to get to most of all, Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I've never read a Lucy Score book, but I think I'm like 100 pages into this one. 100. Okay, I'm 154 pages into this book. I keep putting it down. Like, I don't know what it is. I haven't been able to get through one of her books, but I've heard nothing but good things about this book. And so I'm really interested in this. I want to be a Lucy Score girly so bad. Her writing reminds me of Megan Quinn, and I have read like 2 Megan Quinn books and I liked them a lot, so I'm gonna read this book. So yeah, that is the end of the mid-year book tag. I had so much fun filming this video. Please let me know if you have any recommendations down below, whether that be book videos, reading vlogs, lifestyle videos. I really want to spend some more time on my YouTube since I have the summer free. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have the most amazing, beautiful, magical day. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. Bye!